The Ohio State Reformatory History and Haunted Tour.
Here's your other stupid trivia for the day. If you come in the afternoon, that window right there is always shut. And the reason is because if that window's open and the sun hits the chair just right, you can see palm prints still on the handrests.
Oh, wow.
That are in the sponges. Just some stupid trivia. Florida back in 1990 had an inmate there named Jesse Farrow. He was convicted of killing 2 police officers and he went to the chair. And this is right after Ted Bundy was executed. When they brought Jesse into the death house, they had a viewing gallery that's there with a little glass wall, kind of like what's in that room. And for whatever reason, they didn't use a saltwater soap sponge. They used a synthetic rubber sponge instead. So when the electricity came to the headpiece, it bounced off his head like a ping pong ball and his head caught on fire. I'd be willing to bet most of you have probably heard of this before because there was an author who heard about this in the news and he decided to put it in his book and later became his movie. Stephen King used it in The Green Mile. So that botched executions in The Green Mile, that's based on Jesse Farrow's execution over in Florida. So there's your stupid trivia for the day. Trust me, I got a hell of a lot more of that. All right, let's go upstairs. Everything got screwed up in 2020. So, but yeah, we had Frank Darabont, from the director from the Shawshank Redemption, had 14 boxes of stuff in his garage from the movie, and he brought it over here for the reunion. And our archivist was literally crying when she saw all these boxes and stuff. Not because she was so happy because we got it. It was where the hell are we going to put this stuff? So I want to see that. You can check that out during the day. Elevator works goes all the way up to the 3rd level. So it was in '94 right after Shawshank. There were not any inmates over here. They were over at the Mansfield and Ricky prisons behind us. And when they were shooting that scene, they were shooting it at night. They had a real Russian helicopter over at the Air National Guard base a couple miles up the road. And they sent a memo over to the city of Mansfield telling everybody they're shooting a movie at night. We're using a real Russian helicopter. So police, fire, everybody knew about this scene at the end of filming here at the Reformatory for Air Force One. So you've all heard what life flight or commercial helicopter sounds like. So the Russian helicopter took off from the Air National Guard base a couple miles north of here. It flew over the prisons behind us and landed right outside of that gate right there for that movie. The only problem was they forgot to tell the inmates and tell the guards back over at the other prisons behind us, so they really thought that Russians were coming over here to help the inmates escape from prison. So they went to the fence line with their shotguns and they called in for backup, and the dispatch just pauses and goes, "Did you guys not get the memo? We're shooting a movie over there." So yeah, my mom was part. I'm like, "Mom, you have no idea what happened behind the scenes with that thing. That thing was just absolutely crazy." So yeah, every time I go and take this turn to go over that way, I have to tell people about that just because I just can't believe it happened. But yeah, there's your strip is actually glass and plastic that's in there. If you want to go check that out during the ghost of the scene. What do you think?
I'm looking for that picture because I'm curious now. When we get in there, I'm going to ask him.
So this is fun. This is how you can get to the central guard room. Once you go straight, go down the stairs in the guard room. On the right-hand side, there's an elevator that will take you downstairs to the mini bullpen. That's where the bathrooms are at. That's where your water's at, and that's where you can charge your for I don't know how many months, but now it's gone. So now you can actually go down the stairs into the central guard room this way. You don't have to go all the way around like we've been doing for months.
It is, babe.
Unfortunately, both of them died here at the Reformatory. The first one to go was Mrs. Black in 1951. It was in that room right there to the left. She was getting a hat box out from her closet on Sunday morning going to church. She accidentally hit a sergeant service revolver. The revolver hit the floor and discharged, and she shot herself in the chest. He was upstairs and started berating what was over there, so punched up and that happened. So be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. So yeah, that was last week. Yeah. Well, okay, this is the infamous chair room right here. There's somebody in there, so I want to make sure I don't go and bother them. So, here's a picture I wanted to show you that happened quite a few years ago when we had a photography group that was here from Cleveland. And a guy took a picture. You can see a t-shirt, you can see a name badge, you can't see any arms, you can't see any legs, but that was taken right down the hallway. When she saw the picture, she ran outside and refused to come back inside and threatened to go back to Cleveland that morning, really. So that was taken down that hallway right towards the chapel. So, like I said, infamous chair room. You got the east side, you got the west side, you've got Shawshank Redemption area, you've got the warden's quarters over here, and then you got the electric chair room back on the first level again if you want to go ahead and check those places out. Any questions about the admin side? Okay, let's go this way. Where the X is at, so this is the infamous Schofield X here at the Reformatory. So you have to have all 4 doors open and no one can be standing in there, and you have to be here at a certain part during the day, otherwise you're not going to see it. So if you wanted to see it, congratulations, you'll be seeing it before the sun goes down. I had to stop here because those people. Well, actually, let me back up. How many people have seen Shawshank Redemption? Now, I usually get about 1 or 2 in every group that I do, and that's no big deal if you've never seen it, but how many of you have not seen the movie but you came here to the building groups? Okay. It's the number 2 most played movie on Correct, because when the movie got done shooting, somebody thought the building was going to be torn down, so they took the actual beam and they pulled it out from the ceiling and came down in chunks. So somebody, one of the volunteers, when you walk in that doorway upstairs, be very careful. It's a little dip that's there in the door. Just make sure you don't twist your ankle or something like that. Is that new? Yeah. The elevators were actually used here at the Reformatory. Fire committed suicide. When they brought him out of the cell, the guards had 2nd and 3rd-degree burns on their arms by trying to go ahead and get him out and rescue him, but it was futile. He had already burned himself up to a crisp, unfortunately. I talked to one of the guards who actually told me he was one of them. So, Lockhart is buried in the prison cemetery out back. Just a little FYI, when you're buried in the cemetery out back in the Reformatory, you don't have to turn off your phone, turn off your flashlight, turn off any other ghost hunting equipment you have, and take one night by yourself. Because you're going to notice a lot more when you're there in that environment. Oh, was that where we go? Hung out. How many of you guys?
Just squeeze on me?
Accidentally almost washed us off right there.
Did you really?
I don't know if you believe me on that picture. I don't know if you believe me on that picture, but that was something. Or he's just strange.
Yeah.
I think he's weird, because that image was definitely something that when we're here for the haunt, so.
Especially if it disappeared real quick.
It did, within seconds it was gone. So.
Look at all those geese.
Do you want me to run through it?
Huh?
Do you want me to run through it?
Yeah.
That's a crow. Jeremy?
Huh?
Jeremy?
You won't get attacked, you're gonna be another person that died here.
You'll be-
Better than
Right,
quick.
I'll be like, huh?
Get a big ass fine.